I was starting to get more into canyon driving and really enjoyed it every single time. And the road was just so great. I wanted to share with, share the good experience. We usually set up like weekend cruises, kind of relieves the stress throughout the week. I kind of started like gathering the events, just a small Facebook events, open to public, and it started from there about 3 years ago.
About a year and a half ago, I decided to open up ACH Motoring. I wanted to give a place for people to come where they're not going to get screwed over and give them a trustworthy place. I wanted to do these events to get the name out some more, but also because myself, I'm a driver, or at least I can say an enthusiast, and I like to drive, so I'm out there, so I know what it means to do a track day. I'm not just hosting things to make money. I've always liked cars, bikes, all that stuff. Always loved working my hands.
I've always been into, fast cars. I've loved supercars. I've loved performance. In addition to the occasional autocross or like canyon, driving, I do show my car too at car shows. I had been convinced by my friends that Subaru was the answer. It was all-wheel drive, it was turbocharged, and that was my first step into car culture.
We're called SoCal Lateral G. Group of people who likes to go driving. We also enjoy canyon cruises and just a lot of performance driving with the cool cars.
When I came across SoCal Lateral G, I joined their group because they're a like-minded group of individuals who just enjoyed getting out and driving. They're a group that kind of fulfills my need. Like when I need to drive, they're the ones I go to, and so that definitely fulfills like part of my enjoyment with cars. I'd say the thing keeping me in it right now is all the friendships I've made. I've become good friends with many of the people that I met. I don't really go to meets anymore. Like when I first joined, I was going to every meet I could, and whether it's Subaru or all car meet, I just wanted to get my foot out there and kind of experience the culture and the scene.
As far as the car culture is huge.
I would say it is part of car culture in general. Obviously, people sometimes they like to push the boundaries. Some people didn't know their limit or what was going on, but nonetheless, if that happens, I could say lessons learned. Obviously, it could affect others as well.
With the track, you push yourself, but you got to know where to not push, and you stay in your lane. It's just unfortunate that there's still so many people that think they're invincible and they'll go fly through the canyons and fly off the canyon or take out somebody else, and it just gives us the bad name.
I have set an example with my previous accident, and I would not want to make the same mistake I did again. So it happened January 4th, 2015. I didn't go back up till a year later. It was my last Forester. I went up to Angeles Crest with the cruise. It was a different group, and the whole point of it was a nice kind of slow family cruise. After the group had turned around to go back home, I wanted to continue because the road was closed, and I essentially went to the road closure. There was a nice tunnel that I went through, and I did a little pull because you have a modified exhaust and a tunnel. That's kind of what most people do. I did that on the way out, and then I came back and I did the same thing on the way going the other way, and I forgot that the road made a sharp curve right before the tunnel and didn't slow down in time, and slid a few hundred feet and went over the edge. Oh no! Oh no! And so ever since then, I've kind of corrected the way I just drive in general. Going back to Angeles Crest, going back the first time after the accident was kind of rough. I got emotional, I'm not gonna lie, because that was a near-death experience. I knew there was barely any people up there, and so if I were to fall over and tumble to the bottom, I don't know, if it weren't for my two friends who were behind me, I probably wouldn't have been able to be found, at least for a long time. And so I thought that was gonna be it. That's what got me during my accident. I didn't know the road, and I wasn't paying enough attention. And so I make it a point now to pay attention to everything I'm doing while I'm on the canyon roads. Not to speed, first of all, first of all, period, and just awareness, general awareness of everything.
Public street is not the racetrack or a place to set up a time lap or whatever. Public road is public road. It's nowhere we go racing or anything. So
I wanted to give myself another shot, and so I looked for the same car. Initially it was the same year, but then this one turned up, and it's it's a little bit newer, but the same generation.
I think that's one of the best part about this group. We are not specific car based or maker, or anyone who likes to go drive, likes driving. We probably have common interest and passion. So that kind of brings us together, and the group kind of enables us to meet and kind of hang out, match face with the name on the internet or whatnot. And it's actually cool meeting new people around your neighborhood or in your city, having the same passion as you.
We all appreciate a way a car handles. If you notice, like with SoCal Lateral G, right, most of that group is composed of the same, pretty much the same car. Those are cars with like literally no power, but they handle so well that you feel everything in the road, you feel your turns are very flat. And so I know for those guys, it's not about speed, it's about control and handling. For other people, there's guys who are in it for the adrenaline. There's guys who are just in it just for the views. A big misconception is that we're pretty much street racers, which street racers don't go to canyons ever. They race on streets next to each other. Canyons are usually single lane, one person behind the other. A lot of police do think that we race up and down the canyons. There are those guys who spoil it for the rest of us, who do stupid stuff, and I guess my accident would kind of be a stupid thing. Most people are careful, I want to say, and not, they know their limits. And so I don't think they should be classified as street racers or doing stuff that's ridiculously dangerous all the time. As far as like all the street racing goes that goes on, I think more tracks would have those people going to the track, especially if they're close, if they're in the city. It would prevent a lot of street racing accidents.
There's a huge misconception of you're gonna go to the track, you're gonna crash. It's all about crashing, it seems, because that's all they ever play. Especially if you watch the news, it's all about crashes. It's never, you don't see that moment of someone just running their new personal best and setting a new lap, accomplishing something.
Having more access to any like those facilities will be great. Some people talk about Long Beach Port racetrack. Even as a group, like I said, we could try to have a little louder voice, if possible, promoting or requesting like a racetrack nearby. Closest racetrack that I go often will be Streets of Willow, will be about 80 minutes to 90 minutes from my house. So.
Canyon driving, for those who like doing night kind of reckless stuff, I think a lot of those guys would benefit from having a closer a racetrack or something, just to test their car's handling on.
Canyons can be safe, they can be fun, and they are a good teaching tool. Nothing compared to the track. I always see it as $125 for a day, or even $200 for a day, depending on the track, is way cheaper than a speeding ticket even, or taking someone's life or losing your own life. It's just not worth it. I feed off of passion. The biggest reward is when I see someone come in with a big old smile on their face.
I think driving is my escape. It's kind of my temporary paradise.
I met so many new friends and people. It's so awesome and grateful.
We're one big family, so we're here to help. I'm here to help, and that it's about fun.
Going on a nice cruise, through the canyons of Malibu, coming back on PCH, just enjoying the kind of my music, my exhaust, the scenery. It's a nice way to get away and just not think about anything but being in the car and enjoy.